Yeah, how's it going? Today is 12th of July, Friday, and we're taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In this video, let's take a look at some of the important parts that will be health service, that will be NHS, some of the new government's plans when it comes to improving economic activity, as well as potentially uh, job opportunities, as well as how you can seek those opportunities for yourself or different businesses, I guess. I haven't reviewed some of those, but I thought I'll bring more attention to it so people can engage and or do their own research in more in depth, right? Since we only have 10 minutes, and let's try to keep this video up to 10 minutes or just over 10 minutes, right? Not necessarily 20. Let's begin by taking a look at the NHS and what's happening. I haven't read this article, so let's take a look at and let's try to understand. I have read some press releases where they take a look at similar subjects when it comes to NHS, and I have reached out to the team. So if they are looking to carry out investigation, I would highly encourage team to increase where are those forms to fill in so more businesses can engage with NHS. Where are those forms? Where is that contact information? Where is the phone number to call? Since that would be perhaps innovation accelerator team, as well as that would be innovation team, and both of these teams are not responding for comments. So a lunch investigation, why they're not responding to anyone? It costs the least they respond for or engaging with the less businesses, the more it would cost for taxpayers since it's less competitive. I'm just saying, but there's an investigation most likely taking place. Independent investigation ordered into state of NHS professor is named there appointed to establish the state of the national health services. Since it costs a lot, right? So perhaps there might be areas where we can reduce some of the cost for taxpayers, something that was done yesterday. And within this article, we can take a look at the report. Will provide a raw and honest assessment of issues facing health services. Work will be led by there's names there. Let's keep all those names. Perhaps they do hold some credibility. Who knows, right? I don't know these people. As of now, I haven't done any business with them. As well as last point, we can take a look at funding will feed into government's 10-year plan to radically reform the nation's health services. Before we jumping into this article, let's touch on different articles. So that would be journalists and some of the research that they are doing, right? Yes, I think I have touched on it, but I don't think there's any competition currently within the space. I don't think perhaps they should improve and or making health services more competitive, and in return, prices will go down, right? Just an article to give a different perspective. It's something that was published some time ago, that June 2023, as well as some of those companies do not have any competition, right? So there's people who are interested in solving a problem, and those opportunities are given to these people, right? Which is great, and this is what they're referring within this article, right? So I thought I'll touch on it, since there might be a reason why health services would need to have to cost so much for taxpayers. Perhaps there's a reason why people need to pay so much, and competition is not necessarily of interest to anyone, right? Let's come back to this article. That will be Health and Social Care Secretary. There's a name there. Has ordered a full and all independent investigation into state of NHS to uncover the extent of issues facing the national health services. There's a lot of names, as well as they do make a lot of statements, right? As well as today, 11th of July, something that happened yesterday he has appointed as okay. There's again, there's the names there and credibility of this person to carry out this investigation. So I don't know how much, because some of those people have been entrenched into the service, and they would keep repeating that nobody else understands it. It would kill you. So we would hire someone from the sector, and this person would repeat, nobody understands how big of a problem it is. I know that someone needs to pay for it. So that someone keeps repeating that, and overall that would be It finds will provide the basis for the government's 10-year plan to radically reform NHS and build health services that it fits for a future, which might be important for many. But the entire article, perhaps, there's a lot of opinions as of now, but I would say it's good that investigation has been launched, as well as we can finalize this article by taking a look at. There's a lot of names and a lot of statements. Other than that, there's might be a lot of waste of time since the price is increasing, right? And by a lot. So how much people are paying, and it doesn't really lead to any results other than productivity is dropping. Productivity is dropping, and people need to pay more for that, right? Cutting waiting times to get people back to work, making UK's life science and all medical technologies power potentially, creating training and all job opportunities throughout and just to deliver growth and all down to the country. Okay, let's close on that and let's take a look at the next article. Let's take a look at the next article. That is would be a back to work plan will help drive economic growth in every region. On a visit to Leeds, work and open secretary is named there. Thursday, 11th of July. So whoever is writing this article is slightly different. I think they might be interested in holding some of the people within government more accountable, since there's a lot of names. But it's not necessarily lead to any results. But I think I like structure a little bit more. But again, who knows, right? As time will show. Confirming the government's commitment in manifesto back to work plan and say tackling economic inactivity in central government's #1 mission of growing economy. As of now, roughly it's about 10% of people are being economically inactive. I reckon it's about 10%. But who knows exact details. Something that was published yesterday, and bullet points after the new work and pension secretary. They set out the government's back to work plan critical of growing UK's economy. On visit Leeds with there's names there, tackling economic inactivity as top of priority, saying majors and all local areas will be driving seat of change. Okay. Visit follows, there's names there earlier weeks setting out the immediate action to fix foundations of economy, rebuilding Britain, and making every part of the country better off, which is great. But let's delve deeper and try to understand some of the hard data, if there is any. The visit comes the day after a councillor. There's a name there on the wheel of the government's first steps to securing sustained economic growth and only route to improve prosperity for the country and our living standards of working people. So potentially building from bottom up, quote unquote, which should be very important. There is named there said the recent level of economic activity are not acceptable and that immediate actions must be taken. 9.4 million people are now economically inactive, a record of 2.8 million are out of work due to long-term sickness, and close to a million or 900,000 people, 1 in 8 are not in education, employment, or training, which should be important for everyone to get people into work and creating those opportunities for high-paying jobs down the line, right? One of the first visits the Secretary of State and the rest of ministerial team is the name there will confirm the 3 pillars of government's back to work plan. That would be the new national job and career services to help improve people in work and or only in their work. Okay, get in work and or improve opportunities that people are already working. New work, health and our skill plan to economically get active, led by major and or local areas. Okay, well, let's see how people are going to be held accountable. I try to engage with some of the centers, and as of now, the centers are terrible. But that's my personal experience. Not necessarily all these centers are terrible. Yeah, I'm guaranteed to all the people age 18 to 21 to perhaps there are some guarantees and no incentives to hire these people, right? Earlier this week, Health Secretary set out how cutting NHS waiting list. Okay. So we're coming back to NHS for whatever reason. We'll get Britain back to health and all back to work, and how by tackling bold actions of public health can build a healthier society needed for healthy economy. Perhaps there's some overlaps when it comes to get everyone into some of the job placements. Perhaps there might be something under a DVP plan, Job Center Plus, and National Career Services will be managed to get more people into work and support those seeking better opportunities with the means to find better paid work. The youth guarantee will mean more opportunities for training apprenticeship to help to find work for all young people aged 18 to 21. So they, as of now, focusing just on this demographic, which is kind of interesting. The result to prevent young people coming excluded from the world of work at a young age. More disabled people and those with health conditions will be supported to enter and stay in work by developing more power to local areas so we can shape joint up work, health and or skills offered that suits needs of the people they serve. On the visit to Leeds today, DVP new ministerial team will visit the job center, see firsthand how it is supporting people with their health conditions and those aged 18 to 24 and over 50, right? So we're increasing age slightly. So we need to stick to hard data. We cannot keep jumping with ages. So if we're sticking with 18 to 21, we should stick with 18 to 21. We should not increase to 24 for whatever reason, but either way. So let's see, perhaps there's email addresses, there's names, we can engage with those teams and see how business can get involved, as well as creating those opportunities, which should be very important, right? Let's take a look at one of the examples, right? Since we're taking a look at the NHS and NHS impact that it might have on some of the people, as well as getting more people into work, as well as we can take a look at strategic command bursaries for 100 students in Northwest. 100, it's perhaps a good place to start. A sizable chunk of people to run some testing and see if similar programs can be run nationwide, which will be important creating those opportunities, as well as there's a lot of high paying jobs, right, that could lead to even 100 is reasonable, but perhaps there's always more work that could be done. Level T level students from across educational institutions, Lancashire granted for a kick-off event. So let's try to understand this opportunity a little bit better. That would be Strategic Command Bursary Program to encourage talented young people into digital and or cyber careers in defense has kicked off for 100 students in Lancashire, A levels and T level students from across 4 educational institutions. In Lancashire, they go a little bit deeper into defining which ones exactly, but what I would like to bring more attention to, that would be perhaps future opportunities, right? As well as potential structure of how it could be done, and offering those opportunities and or creating those opportunities for next generation. That would be as part of ensuring we create workflow fit for increasingly technological future. The scheme supports incentives, the study of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, or it's something that we call STEAM subjects, including digital and or cyber courses, and promote future careers in defense. Individuals selected for the scheme are provided with necessary tools to maximize their personal career growth, ultimately to benefit both themselves and our nation's security and prosperity. Since there's a bigger strategy at play where they're looking to increase defense spending by 75 billion, I think it's a little bit higher than that, but that will be within the next 5 years. What's roughly about the increase in spending into defense and creating those opportunities. So I think it's just a test. It's something that they're looking to do, a test run, and if it works out, they can increase and or create similar opportunities nationwide, since it's only very local, which is, I guess, is kind of great, and those people can have transferable skills into other areas as well. Some of those areas, myself, I'm very interested in. That will be potential technology, engineering, mathematics, very basic skills that could be transferable to other areas. Let's close on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.